Hey guys, welcome back to Don't Forget the Art. I am so excited that you are here, and I am really excited, as always, about this art project. Today we are celebrating the birthday, a little early, of Roy Lichtenstein. He's an American artist who was a huge leading figure and kind of one of the founders of the pop art movement in the 1960s. He was born October 27th in 1923. He died in 1997, but in honor of what would have been his 98th birthday, I thought it would be fun to do some pop art of our own. So, Lichtenstein, again, born in 1923, he served in World War II. And when he came home from World War II, his service in World War II in 1946, um, he, wound up becoming a commercial artist. He even um, taught in upstate New York for a period of time, and he was started getting into kind of an abstract expressionism. We talked about that last year in our history movements through history with art. When he started kind of playing around with comic book style cartoon art, his art is very unique and very distinctual in the pop art movement, in that it is created, a lot of it, not all of it, but as you can see with the woman's face, the eyes, it is created with lots and lots and lots of dots. This would have been kind of the comic strip style art. And some of these, I mean, that's what it makes you think of. You're reading comic books. Um, and his style is so unique. If you look back at some of his early sketches or even his later paintings, he just has this kind of commercial comic book simplistic style about him. Super fun. From what I understand, the paintings, he actually painted all of these dots, not individually, but he painted the dots with, graph paper or with a template, I guess, with all the circles already done. Um, his characters would usually have these texts with it. It was funny, it was sarcastic, it was just a sign of kind of the 1960s times. It was super fun. So this is, a lot of these are very well known, as you can imagine. In the later years, he kind of got into some of these brush stroke art. Maybe he did this in the beginning. I don't know. He even got into sculpture and, all sorts of fun things like that. This one is kind of one of his iconic with Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. Um, just fun and whimsical and, sometimes a little sassy or sarcastic. Um, but it's one that I've always enjoyed. I always thought that Roy Lichtenstein's artwork was fun. So again, in honor of him, I thought it would be fun to create a piece of artwork in this kind of pop art style. I am going to be using acrylics on canvas, a strange shaped canvas. I've got 12 by 24 is what I'm going to be using. But you can use whatever you would like. You can use markers, you can use crayons, you could use colored pencils. Anything would be wonderful. You can, look at his work and kind of mimic it. You could try some of your favorite comic book or cartoon characters and create something like that. You can, look through magazines or newspapers. Do they even have those anymore? Anyway, but, look at some, kind of commercial art design and see what you can come up with. I think that Roy Lichtenstein would love that we are playing around with this. Even he had questioned whether or not pop art would be a thing that would stick around. As I'm sure you can see, it certainly has. His paintings sell for millions. Um, and certainly, as we talked about the last time, the pop art movement definitely had its disruptions in the way that art was seen um, by, um, I guess, the common people. Um, but the whole I guess, purpose is to just have some fun and create something that you and your kiddos will enjoy. So hopefully you will enjoy watching the painting. It'll help to give you some inspiration and encouragement. You can always search around for different Roy Lichtenstein pictures and celebrate his life and his contribution to art um, through his artwork and a piece of your own. All right. Okay, guys, so for this one, I went ahead and used a canvas that I had actually already sketched out my design. Now, I sketched it out first in one of my sketchbooks. This was from a while ago. And I put it onto this 12 by 24 canvas. Um, I am not sure if I was to do this a second time, if I would do it the way that I did here. I think there are a lot of things that I would change about it. Um, but it was definitely fun to play around. Sometimes when I am doing my pieces, it takes a couple times, and it's one of the reasons why I enjoy sketching them out because it helps me to kind of plan out how I'm going to put the piece together. So my painting is of a nose and a flower, and I thought it would be fun to kind of play along with the idea of that smell of a rose. So, when a gentleman gives a lady a rose, um, just kind of playing along with the funny of, that must be what love smells like um, because a rose symbolizes love, right? If you saw, I sketched out um, some of the lettering so that I could hold it in place with burnt umber, darker, richer brown. You can hardly see it through the paint, but it's enough where I can see it when I paint over it. It's a trick I learned from another artist. So if you ever have to do something, try that. Use burnt umber to kind of outline and then paint over it. You can also put that down before you put the gesso down. That'll hold some of your lines for it. Um, and I played around with some of the colors. Originally, I was going to play around with primary colors with this one, which again, I think I'm going to redo this one on a different sized canvas just because I thought it was cute, but I'm not sure if I got the message across with this one in its final shape. Any color will do here, but remember when you are thinking about kind of this comic strip art, pop art, you definitely want big, bright, bold colors, especially when you look at what Roy Lichtenstein used. He definitely has those big, bright, bold colors. Also, the primary colors are usually in art considered to be yellow, blue, and red. Don't forget that when we are looking at the primary colors, or the colors that are used for um, a printer, you're using cayenne or cyan, yellow, and magenta. So it is definitely a different way to create the colors, depending upon the look that you are going for. I outlined my final parts in a bolder red. Um, Other colors that I used was phthalo blue, phthalo green, a quinacridone red, and then a quinacridone magenta. This is a alizarin crimson that I am outlining in, um, and the titanium white, um, and kind of a flesh color. And here is my finished product. Now, I'm not sure if this is really finished. There are things I like about it and things that I could see that I would probably do differently. Um, but it definitely was a fun art style, something different for me because, as I have mentioned before, um, pop art is not something I have worked in for many years, probably since I was in high school. And so playing around with this kind of style um, was definitely fun for me. I could see things in another piece that I would keep, things that I would change, but I think I want to try doing this one again. And if I do, I will certainly post my results from that. But I hope you try playing around with some pop art, some comic book style art. I think you would really, really have some fun with this one. Again, you can use any medium. I used acrylics. Um, but the most important thing, again, just like all of the projects that we've been talking about, is just sitting down and doing it and having some fun and creating something awesome for you, for your kids. Um, Create some memories, get creative, and most importantly, I hope that you enjoy it. I cannot wait to see what you wind up creating. Please make sure that you post it when you are done with it, either in the Facebook group, you can post it on the website. All of those should be linked below. I will also post some uh, um, some YouTube videos that you can watch about Roy Lichtenstein, so that you could learn more about him if you are interested. I just hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys have a great week. Look forward to next time. In the meantime, happy arting, everyone.